I will once mention the pattern of today's session is a bit different one. Yes, masters. So what we will be doing today, masters, is a bit wrapping up session. Is the 21st day. So we have completed our 20 days of journey. It's not an easy thing for all of you to join in these sessions continuously for these 21 days, because I know that there is a lot of wisdom which is being flown, and we are all connected to Arcturians. The entire world is connected, and we are all the star beings as well. And we are here to understand and to live in this path of oneness. And we are here to progress together, to journey together. And in this togetherness, we evolve. And masters, I'll be guiding for the first 10 minutes into meditation. However, I recommend every one of you to close your eyes and to listen to the wisdom that I'm going to share today, because it's going to be a bit lengthy. So I felt like while sitting in meditation itself, the wisdom will go inside. So let us start our journey. I request all of you to sit in a very comfortable posture by closing your eyes, fingers into fingers, and by crossing your legs. And relax your body. And take some deep breaths. The more you are relaxed, all of your senses will be working together. And be aware of all of your senses, masters, with every breath. And the moment you remember the tone of your voice when you are at relaxed state, you are already going into that relaxed zone. So the remembrance of your voice is the highest master for you. For that is where you're connected to the highest source. And when you're at peace, just visualize how your body is. We become aware of everything of what is happening inside our body, because the universe lies deep within. And we are here to journey inward. The more inward we go, we are connected to that liquid light, and we are immersing in the ocean of consciousness. And remember, masters, that the universe is taking care of you. And be committed in this plan, in this path of oneness, the more and more your work is for the highest self, you have been taken care of. Masters, it is the time for us to imbibe the empathy within ourselves and let us nurture ourselves with the gentle, loving grace that we are receiving from each other. And Masters, we have created a circle of sharing. And let your astral body and your mental body be in that circle of sharing. And meditate inside that circle. Visualize that you are meditating inside that circle. For the circle of sharing is only for the highest ascended masters to enter. Enter with love, Masters. Enter with love. And open up your heart. But that is the only doorway to journey towards the inner worlds. With every breath, you're going deeper and deeper. There is a light ray that is emanating from yourself to the cosmos. We are receiving and giving. masters. Go deep within. So, masters, today I will be sharing already the wisdom now, and I request all of you to close your eyes and to be in the meditation. For today is the longer session, and we also require the longer meditation as well. So go deep within, masters, and let my words touch your soul, and surrender yourself completely to the oneness, and enter this path with love and light. So, masters, we have learned yesterday how different kinds of communication there has been with the Arcturians, through telepathically, through dream state, through education, through arts, and various methods. Today, we will see on the next phase of how this communication is helping for us to evolve, and also they communicate in the dream state. And in the dream state, every one of us will be journeying into the ethers, into the etheric realms. And in those realms, the Arcturians will be taking the permission of ours to work in this lifetime. So all the work is happening in the ethers, masters. So now in meditation, with every breath you're taking, go to the ethers, for the space is filled within you. So in this etheric forms, all the agreements were being made, and sometimes that the agreements are also made even before we come to this earth plane. Even before we come to this earth plane. Because once we come here, there is this anesthesia that has been given, that we will be working according to the society patterns. So that is one of the reasons that the agreements have been made long before that we can come to the earth plane, and that is the truth. And in this transition now, currently the transition on earth is passing like that never have this experience in the beloved Terra, that the universe have never experienced such kind of transition in the earth plane. And that is what is happening. So we all should come together on this planet Earth and be in this oneness consciousness, for us to bring the shift for the earth in all the gravitational form as well. And this means, so far, yesterday we have also understood that all the higher bodies, like the structures that were existing on the earth, which has came from the highest sources, has been taken by the local bodies, by the local people. And this means that all structures that were built upon the work of mortals who had desired to be separate or unloving will now come to an end. So replacing these structures will be only those systems that vibrate on the fifth ray and higher. So soon, these structures, there will be replaced masters from the highest systems, and this is going to be the fifth ray, and this fifth ray is the fifth dimensions of the Arcturians. And they say that this ray is coming from the vortex area from the throat. So, which means now is the high time that we all have to utter the words of truth. We all should speak the truth. We all should meditate. And this symbolizes the color blue. So if you see the color blue in meditation masters, that is where we are journeying. It is the throat chakra. And this represents speaking the truth. And this frequency will expose all of the individuals and institutions that have been established on the foundation of untruth, for these cannot be sustained in the highest frequency of light energy. And the fifth ray is the color of the rainbow that assumes the fifth position. And it is also on the same vibratory rate as the note of G. So these two combined are a powerful tools for battling the lies and the deceitfulness that have too long been sustained on this planet. So now, speaking the truth, when we speak the truth, we are releasing the words to the universe, which means it is the sound frequency. And this frequency has a note G, masters. And when these two combines, there is only divinity on this planet. So for this, we are all channeling a frequency to earth that is of the highest nature. This higher frequency has been absorbed by individuals on this planet and the consciousness of many souls that has been affected. So now, masters, we are journeying in a way that the humankind is just beginning to feel the shift of consciousness, resulting in a happier condition. And for this, the first step that every human is learning is that letting go. So this state of being is manifested in a letting go attitude, or in the feeling of not being attached to the negative emotions. Individuals of higher states of consciousness are beginning to separate themselves from those individuals of lower, more angry states. And that is why there is clash which is coming, masters, among your beloved ones as well. When this clash comes, deal with patience, because the lower vibrationary rates are going away from you and you are transitioning into the highest frequency. And for this, the first step is of letting go. This new state of consciousness deals only with the heart and the amount of love and light that an individual carries. So fill your heart completely with love and light, masters, for that is the doorway for us to journey to the inner worlds. And the energy of the vibration is shown by the amount of openness and love that an individual channels. So here is an interesting thing that Arcturians have mentioned, masters. since the earth is ever changing, there is frequencies, there are energies that have been completely changing, and we as humans needs to keep continuously adapting to the new patterns. And when we are in the state of acceptance of adapting to the new patterns, that is where the new system is coming to the planet Earth and the new learnings are happening. And in that state, we are evolving. So for that, we need to let go of all the old patterns, even if it is our upbringing, everything. We have to let go of the attachments, letting go, and do not sticking to the past. For in the future, we are manifesting the divinity across all the humankind. And masters here, Arcturians were mentioning that the humans, like the individuals, are having an increased hunger for the knowledge and to know about themselves. So they were turning inward. And they say that it is rejoicing to see such form of energy that has been manifesting. And also, in order to do that, one needs to understand that everything is in the physical plane, everything is an illusion. Everything is a Maya. And it has already been mentioned to all of us in various teachings that this world is an illusion. We have to understand this. We need to play our part. And masters, there is no truth or reality outside of yourself. You are the totality of the universe and the oneness with God. Everything is contained within, and the journey need to go no further than quieting the outer self for the purpose of discovering the wonders and the beauty from within. So everything is inside within us, masters. Once we go deep within, once we journey toward inward, that's where what we know, so-called outer galaxies, outer planets, the wisdom, that wisdom has been penetrated inward. It is the energy that can only be discovered by silencing the outer mind and finding the connection towards the inner sanctuaries of the mind. It is the universe within that souls have longed to discover. It is the oneness that each strives to find on the journey of life. And planet Earth has begun to prepare for the cleansing of negative energy that surrounded her masters. And so far, that is why there were violent weather changes, volcanoes that has been erupted, earthquakes, and there were changes in the ozone layer, and many several disastrous patterns. And it is all a part of the cleansing process. And everything has come to pass. And masters, here everyone must choose their path to raise their vibrations in this shift. And the ones who do not choose their vibrations, they must exit the earth plane. And many souls will be exiting before the year 2000, as the decade of 90s has been reserved for the cleansing. So here I'm remembering Patriji's words mentioning that there has been a shift they expected in the 90s, And with all the great work of the masters that has been shifted to 2012, that we all know, and still even that has been shifted, and we all have seen what has happened in 2021 masters. So this is the shift that is happening. Whoever are sticking in the path of the truth, their DNA have been changing. Their souls, and the ones who will not choose to raise their vibrations, such kind of mankind will be reincarnating on a planet of their choosing that is more compatible with the frequency to which they are accustomed. And in the reality of all, everyone will be happier as they are choosing their homes, their vibratory rate, who will be inheriting the earth. And there is an abundance of choices in many universes from which to select one's next incarnation. Life will go on, for it is eternal. So every one of you also have known about my dream masters when I was with Arcturians in that dream. Let me repeat that once again. So along with myself, Madhu and Ram were there in the dream. We all have been journeyed to one place to meet Master Ladan there. And when we all met, I was so amazed to see the night sky. And from the building, I have went outside on an empty land. And in that empty land, I have seen the bright orange color star, which was approaching. So with lots of amazement, I have called also Madhu and Ram outside in that dream, along with Ladan. And that one star has becoming two, two has been becoming 3, 4, and so on. So it was always doubling up. And all the stars that were approaching us were like dancing, and they were forming the shapes of the hearts, the pyramid, and they were forming like different patterns. And with lots of amazement, we have been watching all those stars. And all of a sudden, a white light has been fallen on the earth from such star beings. All of a sudden, that no one was unable to see any person in that ray of light. And what happened is that Arcturians has lifted us, because there has been other spectators who came to see these stars, these patterns, and the Arcturians have lifted us, and as if we are on a roller coaster ride, and we were all like happily going to the higher states and playing with them. And at once I have informed to the Arcturians, it's enough, please let me down. And they have kept me near a wall with utmost care. And they said, see you. And next to me, when I have turned to my right side, I have seen a person lying, like who vacated his body. And in that white light, we cannot see other masters who vacated. So for me, next to me itself, there was a person who vacated. And with so much of amazement, I have asked Arcturians, what is happening? And in that dream, they mentioned that the ones who wish to evolve, we are there to take care of them. And the ones who have vacated this plane, which means there is another plane which is meant for them, and they will be nourished there, because for that will become their school of learning. And this is what exactly it was mentioned now in this book as well, that those who do not choose to raise their vibrations must exit the earth plane. And there will be abundance of choices in many universes for which were to select one's next incarnation. And it's like a confirmation, masters, that we all have to evolve. And this evolvement is with love and light, is with complete love and light, masters. And even 0.1% we are evolving, that is also opening up our heart center, masters. Even 0.001, even the step that you make forward, you are already in this journey. And there is a universal code, masters, which was prohibiting Arcturians from interfering with another civilization, because here everything is a free will, and every work that they have been doing is with the permissions of ours that we have given in the ethers. And here, masters, I would like to mention, because we have been reading this channeled material which was written by Norma. So Norma have asked the Arcturians why they have chosen her as a form of channeling. And Arcturians has mentioned that it's not Arcturians who have chosen, but it's the Norma who have chosen this highest masters. And when they asked how, Norma, Arcturians has mentioned to Norma that she initiated this channeling like 1 year ago. And in that year, she was not yet ready. And exactly after 9 months, again, she initiated another channeling. And that is where she started to receive the messages. And here Arcturians mentioned that she has initiated 9 months earlier, which is like a giving birth to a new journey. So in human life, when a lady gets pregnant, it is 9 months. It will take 9 months for the baby to come to this physical form, to this earth plane. And this is what has happened. It took 9 months, so which is like a journey, birthing journey that she had in these 9 months. And after 9 months, this book has, this material has been, this channeled material came into existence. So masters, we think that when we initiate something, why it is getting delayed. However, with patience, everything is unfolding in our path. And each soul will choose its own destiny. There will be a massive cleaning on the planet over the next several years. This cleansing will be such that those who have the highest vibratory rate and light shining from the hearts will be those who will claim their inheritance, which is the earth. The other souls will be taken away to rediscover their roots and the other paths to the great central sun. So every path is leading towards the great central sun, which is the Almighty, which is the liquid light masters. And they were mentioning that all will be perfect. All is as it should be. Before the newborn baby can grow and assume its new role and beauty, it must be cleansed. So Arcturians' mission is to educate as many souls as they choose to listen as to how they might increase their own vibrationally rates. The answer is to learn how to raise the light frequency of one's soul and the radiance generated from their hearts. And in order to achieve, one has to first learn the secrets of how to do this. And the second one is everyone has to maintain very good physical health. And third, that one has to provide they have to learn to provide his or her welfare in order that the peace and balance will endure. So here, masters, once again, that they are here on this mission to educate us, to educate on the health, education, and welfare issues that will affect our lives in the future and the fifth dimension. And they say that mind is of utmost importance, that we should learn how to gain mastery over the thoughts, over the mind, because if when we are evolving in the towards the fifth dimension, that is the only way that we will be working with the minds. So here from now on, the question that has been kept by Norma is, if this is your mission, what is the mission of other celestials from other star systems? So far, we have learned only about the Arcturians, only about the mission meant by the Arcturians. So now a question has been kept from other star systems, masters. The first one they have mentioned is about the Orion. So there is also Orion belt. Everyone will be able to see this Orion belt in the clear sky, masters. For this is the most visible one, and it is also one of the closest star system to the Earth. And they say it is very unpredictable. So there will be a lot of, that we might think there will be a lot of havoc or chaos, but they say it is another form of creation, because they have been polarizing forces, like they have the capability to polarize forces to obtain the balance and beauty that could not otherwise be created. So masters, here everyone's journey was different. However, everyone's journey is to uplift and to know, to seek the divinity within towards the great central sun. So this is why Orions have created the systems on the earth plane. And as the earth transcends its present stage of evolutionary development and the new age of dawns, earth will have to discard this theory that when this day comes, it will be souls from Lyra who will be sent to lead the discovery of a more advanced process of evolution and harmony, which will be more appropriate for that moment of time. So if anyone also have read the book Sunshine Before the Dawn, written by Judy Satori, she has mentioned about the Lyrians, which is of the highest star system, and how the Lyrians will be singing the songs of manifestation for all of us. So they have the highest councils, tribunal councils there, that every time all the dimensional beings were participating in that tribunal councils, and Arcturians were mentioning that in the ethers, we were also joining in that tribunal council. However, we do not remember. So this is what they say. Lyrians are one of the most advanced beings, and they are here for the evolution and harmony, and they are waiting for that moment of time. And then they have been mentioning about the Alpha Centaurians, and they are representing the band of violet, and they are those who have scientific and technical knowledge that is of the highest quality in the entire universe. And their difficulty is finding ways to bring advanced concepts of the universe to the level of human understanding. So everyone is working for us, masters. And because they say that earth plane is one of the difficult one, that the energies were totally different, and everyone is having a different mindset. And we are here, we are all spiritual beings who are here to have this experience of the human life. And it is also the Maya that one should master what is happening. And that is why they say that they are here for us, because they know that we will be forgetting, and they are here to remind continuously in putting our path. And they bring a consciousness of the processes to the planet. And they are studying the scientific sites on Earth, that have the reputation of being the most advanced and are providing information through telepathic communication to the residents of those institutions. And in this way, this information is actually helping to speed up the designs of the new forms of technology that must be in place by the turn of the century. So they were again mentioning that the band color of the Alpha Centaurians is the violet. And this violet color is the highest vibrational frequency of the rainbow. And we say in our chakras, it is the Sahasrara. It is through frequency that communication of the universal intelligence and the great central mind is made for all. The band is situated above the head area of the individual, and the information that passes through this part of the channel must be cleared to travel through all the energy vortexes within the human. So this energy vortexes is nothing but the Kundalini, is nothing but our chakra system. And only an individual who is vibrating at the highest of levels and in direct communication with his or her higher self has full access to this channel of communication. So the Alpha Centaurians do have access to this channel of information in their natural state, which has provided them the abilities of being totally empathic and telepathic on their home planet. Now, so far, we have discussed about the Orion, the Lyrians, and the Alpha Centaurians. Now, the next star we'll be seeing is the Sirius. Even the Sirius star can be seen with the naked eye. And these beings are here to help to bridge the gaps between the theoretical levels of knowledge that are presently being brought to Earth and the practical application of those ideas. And they say they are the wonders, they are the workers, and the doers of the earth. And it has also been mentioned, Masters, Sirius, it has been written and correctly that Arcturians also want to add that, listen carefully, Masters, here, that the civilization of Egypt was aided by the souls from Sirius, who came to earth at that time as godmen and godwomen. They were the builders of the greatest pyramids and temples of the highest forms of knowledge that have been recorded in the historical records of the planet. They built the pathways and tunnels to inner worlds and to the stars, which allowed them to communicate above and below. They were the creators of the factors that provided for the grounding, applying, and integrating of all higher forms of knowledge into the physical manifest creations of Earth. So, Masters, once again, Syrians are the beings, even from who have been established all these Jurical signs as well, that one should know. And here I would like to share again one of my experience, Masters. So an year before, I have been to Egypt. Like in the last year, I was there a couple of times. So during the first time when I was there, we were all inside the Giza pyramid. We all went to meditate for an hour. And among the 50 people, so they mentioned that very few thought of entering into the, there was this, just let me check, Masters, quickly, because I want to mention this name. Yeah. So inside the Egypt, there was the king's chamber. So just like that, there was a coffin. And inside that coffin, we can enter and we can meditate. So many of the masters have tried to enter the coffin. However, me and my friend Divya have been chosen to sit inside the coffin and to meditate for an hour. So when we got this chance, we both have been facing towards each other and we have been meditating. And when we have been meditating, I have clearly seen in my meditation that there is a huge tunnel which has been connected to the highest portals, and in that tunnel is fully made of crystals. And inside the tunnel as well, every crystal has been formed the shape of the triangle, and it was indeed small. And we think we will be walking with the legs, but once we journey inside the tunnel, we transcend beyond the time and space. So I have clearly seen the path that is connected towards the other star systems masters in my meditation experience. And now it is like a proof when I am reading this book that this path has been built by the Syrians, and they have built the pathways and tunnels to inner worlds and to the stars. So we all have to trust our meditation experiences, masters. Though we might think it is a vision, it is the truth, and you are experiencing that. You have been chosen to see such sort of visions, for you will be at one point, you will be journeying there. And masters, also the great Egypt is a land of wonders because there is a Sphinx as well. And it has been also mentioned that Akashic records has been preserved in the Sphinx. However, now I was also following Sarah, who is a student of Dolores Cannon. Dolores Cannon is a past life regressionist. And coincidentally, I have recently realized the Dolores Cannon was also connected to Arcturians. So when I see this, everything is interconnected. And now Sarah was doing a lot of research on the pyramids. I have asked her question like why she had chosen. Probably I will be getting an answer from her, and I will let all of you know once I receive an answer from her. However, in her scientific discoveries, she was also mentioning that under the Sphinx, there is a huge empty space, that it is like the tunnels and there was so much of light, and that the entire world is connected. And one more thing, masters, I want to mention one more dream as well of mine, that I have dated back to several centuries ago in India, and I have seen in India that every house is having a pyramid. And interestingly, once we go inside the pyramid, we can manifest any form that we wanted to. Even if we wanted to disappear, we can immediately, with a form of thought, when we are under that pyramid, we are able to do so. So what I have seen also in that dream is that I have been again sent inside the tunnel, and through that tunnel, there was a pyramid. And what I was like mentioning, what I have been advised by the masters, they have suggested that you were invisible to the outer world and never utter any word, and you are here just to observe what is happening. So I was standing there and I was seeing the outside world by being in that pyramids, because the negative forces were unable to see me. And what has happened is that the information that has been mentioned about the pyramids has been written in, we say in Telugu, it's Talapatra Grandam. I don't know what it is in English. It was the literature that they used to write in the leaf masters, that after the meditation, any one of you could describe that, what it is. So what I have seen in that dream, all this information, some of the negative forces have been trying to take away, and they wanted to hide this information, and they don't want this information to be revealed to the mankind. and they literally have took all that information. I have clearly witnessed, and from that dream, they have mentioned to me, so far the knowledge that we know about the pyramids in this world, the knowledge that is existing is not even 10%, not even 10%, even more than 90% of the knowledge that has been hidden, masters. And again, for me, I will read now. It was also another confirmation here that there are so much of knowledge that has not yet been revealed to this world about the pyramids. So let me read without any delay. So creating this civilization was one of the greatest accomplishments. They excelled in the development and application of their knowledge. They ruled supreme for centuries. So it is the souls of Sirius who once again will help ground the information and build the golden age and its new shrines and temples in the future. But this time, they will have help from all that are here to orchestrate their overture. The response this time from other star systems is quite different from that former time when few came to assist. In the future, honor, accomplishments, and rewards all will be shared equally among the teams that are here to sing and orchestrate the song of Happy Birthday to the planet Earth. Soon, the secrets of the Great Pyramid will be uncovered, and many of the mysteries of life will be revealed. It will be our star sisters and brothers who will reveal the information once again to the planet. For after all, it was they who sealed the mysteries in the first place. So what's a coincidence? And how much we have to be thankful to Patriji Masters. When he came to meditation, he have read this book about the pyramids, and that is where he started to believe, he started to connect, and he has this vision which got manifested now. And now it is our journey for all of us to construct the pyramids and to evolve, masters. For pyramids, every home should be having a pyramid. So now that we have listened about the Syrians, now we will see about the Hydra. So the beings from Hydra are those who excel at creating with their hands from the substances of the earth. They are the agriculture experts, the archaeologists, and the earth and clay people with the products they produce. So they are designers of the future who have excelled at transforming the earth's energy to new and usable forms of beautification. So they are lovers of the land and labor. And now, once again, we will see about the Lyrians. So they brought a migratory quality and freedom of spirit to earth. These beings are situated on the peak of experiences and have felt no attachments to the physical world of their home planets. They are the chameleons of the universe and adapt their personalities to the conditions of those new environments in which they find themselves. They radiate much light from their head areas, but find difficulty to satisfy the heart centers while they are in the Earth's atmosphere. They do not confine themselves to system or to movements on their own planet like we do on Arcturus. They are the independence of the universe. So they prohibit the quality of independence, masters. And this is what they were suggesting to us, that we should all need to become independent. And they were saying the quality of independence is very much needed today. The independence of the souls who inhabit the earth now is critical for movement into the new age. And they see that this quality is a highly desirable one, the one which more souls on earth need to acquire. The restrictions that earthlings has kept upon themselves were because of the fears and illusions around them. And that has been prohibiting for us to evolve. And that is what they have been mentioning, that we should let go. And the Lyrians ride the frequency of multi-band strata of color most of the time. And then they were speaking about the Pleiadians. They vibrate on the spectrum of blue. And here, they hail from a star system that is known for its incredible advancements in music and dance. The main contribution of their journey here is to change the rhythm of the planet with new forms of music that you are beginning to experience. Visualization is not always enough to master manifestation. So, masters, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that we can see how many dimensional beings are working for us, which is the Orions in one way, then the Lyrians, then the Alpha Centaurians, and then the Syrians, and then the Hydra, and the Pleiadians. So, what a great thing, masters, that this is why I remember when Patriji was mentioning, for every person, there are the spirit guides. There will be 2 spirit guides. So, masters, in this vast consciousness, in this so many dimensions which have been existing, for everyone, we are being surrounded by the ascended masters. And it is our journey now to let go of the fear and to let go of all the painful attachments and trust in the universe. And with every trust, we should make a step forward. And masters, let me read. Go on, let me read. And here on the Arcturians they also want some data as well. And they need data based on our acceptance and the willingness for this change. So they need data of our Akashic records, which ultimately will allow us to pass through this time period with as little pain as possible. I believe day before yesterday, we have a quotes that has been integrated to the people in the meditation masters. So if anyone have joined that session, one might already have noticed of what has happened. So with little pain as possible, that we will be transitioning. So therefore, they have advised a plan with the incoming souls who actually volunteered to assist the Arcturians before they embodied into human form. And masters, as I have mentioned before, that these souls do not understand or remember this agreement when they are in their physical forms, for that is one of the conditions of an embodiment on earth. The shields go up with the first breath of an infant, and from that moment on, the infant is on his or own journey until he or she can once again make direct connection to the divine mind of the universe. When this state of consciousness occurs, and when they once again unite with the vibration of the white light, the fear is gone and the remembrances will return. So this is so, and this is how it works. It always is perfect. Therefore, Arcturians wait for those who have worked hard with us to return to the vibrational frequency that will allow them to respond with the calmness that they once knew when we made the agreements together. Every soul who entered into this condition along with Arcturians did so with total knowledge that an embodiment on the planet Earth can risk a karmic debt. And the Earth is one of the most difficult planets in the universe and is surrounded by an energy layer that is nearly impossible to penetrate with the highest frequencies. And that is why they were here, for us to make us remember our past lives, our oaths that has been given in the etheric realms. And they were also mentioning that we have to be careful at most in this Maya, because this Earth planet is also like an illusion of what is happening. Because in this Maya, we have to also listen to the voice of ours, to our inner voice. And in order to listen to the inner voice, one should connect with your heart. And they were also praising masters that there are majority of the humans that have been serving for the human mankind, and they are indeed sacrificing to serve the rest of humanity. And they have huge respect and gratitude for such sort of people who were working. And they say there are service also in another form, that the first, in order to do service, we don't need also to sacrifice. They say by bringing balance among ourselves, there is also service, which means the first service is to do for ourselves by removing the blockages that were stopping us. And in this form, we will be removing the blockages, and then we connect with the heart center, and then we all evolve our progress together in this journey. And that is where we will get connected with our highest self, and then we will be knowing our Akashic records. And masters, if any one of you have attended enlightenment or noded sessions about Purvi Jayaraj, it's also a miracle. It's also a thing for us to understand that we can rewrite the Akashic records of what we wrote and came here. Even now, we can rewrite such sort of Akashic records. So they say that everything is a free will and everything is a choice. And these beings will never interfere in any of the choices that we make. And however, they are here to guide us telepathically, and we should be able to connect from our heart, for it is our work that we have to work on ourselves, masters. And we should, every journey that we make, our journey should be towards the light, towards the great central sun in this lifetime. So this is the thing. And now there is another thing, masters. Here a question has been asked by Dr. Norma. What is the difference then between the star children on Earth and the space brothers and sisters who are visiting us? So the Arcturians were mentioning that there are many differences. The first thing, the star children are born into the human form. The second difference is that the species of different planets all focus their development on different lessons, so to speak. So what humans do on planet Earth is to learn certain ecosystems, and what the aliens do on their planets is the same. And the stars' children are the filters of the knowledge, and they are acting as the funnels, so to speak. Now, the third difference is the ability to communicate on energy levels. And they say that all of the beings in this universe have access to the same powers and understanding. So for everyone, it is the same. And the fourth difference is that of rescue. And here, protection is their primary function on the Earth, masters, for Arcturians. So they are here to protect us. They are here to take care of us. And once again, they were mentioning that all the truths are revealed through the heart. So therefore, if the reader uses the heart as the primary organ for sensing truth, then Arcturians were assuring that on their mission through this document, already it has been accomplished. So thanks a lot, masters. However, the journey is still not yet completed. Let me go on with the reading. So here, the next question is, how can the people on Earth assist you in achieving your mission? Please be specific. And Arcturians were mentioning that the people of Earth are on a path that is irreversible. On this journey, they must realize that light and love are the only true qualities that can be adhered to the advancement into the new age. They need a plan and program for advancing to this higher state of consciousness, and they need to take responsibility seriously, which means we have to take the responsibility seriously, and we need to strive for cleansing within us and to assist in the cleansing of the earth. And we need to acknowledge God as the one, the true creator of the universe, and not honor other egos with the same intensification. And this shift of attention we have to bring in. And once again, masters, here the critical, so here once again, the question has been kept by Norma is that what can we do as a civilization to help and stop the destruction of the Earth's ecosystem and help restore its balance? And they say that the critical element for survival is to understand the power of thought. For the powers of the mind will be so strong that powers of manifestation will be the highest forces that humans have yet experienced. And this is why they say that the power of thought is very much important. And in order to do this, they have mentioned several steps. And they were mentioning it is very simple, masters. There are basically 4 energy sources that which we have to work. The first one is the thoughts, words, emotions, and actions. Once again, I repeat. Thoughts, words, emotions, and actions. When we know this, what we need is to become aware of the power of each of these energy outlets. As humans, we must begin to master over each of these areas. And masters, do not let your energy get wasted. Do not let the negativity of others around you drain you of your valuable energy from a higher source. Do not allow your mind to wander. You are the master of your own temple and your consciousness. Assume that role of leadership within your mighty I am presence. And they say another way is to have this mastery is the purification of the physical. And they say that the foods are one of the important form that we need to clearly understand where there is a drainage of the energy. And they will say the foods to avoid are sugars, bleached flours, caffeine, and substances that dramatically alter the mind spectrum. And also foods such as red meats are of the lowest vibration that the planet has produced. So by ridding your bodies of these foods, you will become a source of higher energy and power. In this higher source of energy, you will find a state of consciousness that is clearer. In this highest state of consciousness, you will also find answers to the connections to the higher selves that reside above the body temples. And that energy source is a pure form of electromagnetic energy that it can only be reunited with your body temple if the vibration rates are of a similar frequency. This is why, masters, if anyone have watched this video of the spiritual science video, it was there in YouTube. It was there. I will also share the link. So whenever we are meditating, in our posture, we are circulating a magnetic field around us, and that we also called as aura. So that is where we need to understand of what is happening in that energy, and that we need to vibrate with the similar frequencies. So when we are vibrating with the similar frequencies, the aura gets expanded even more. And they say for Buddha, it expands to several thousand kilometers, which means a person who is like 1,000 kilometers far away also can understand that Buddha is going to visit him. That is how our consciousness should expand, and there is a lot to learn about this electromagnetic field, masters. But this is the only thing that has been covered for the entire earth. And we have already covered about the ley lines, about the earth grid points, and about the earth chakras, at which points there is huge energy centers. So there has been mentioned in the previous sessions. If anyone has missed, please watch that. And they say that the spirit will not compromise its frequency. There is no turning back once an essence has assumed that intense and beautiful radiance. It is up to the egos of the humans now to raise their own consciousness levels to meet the presence of the higher intensity. That is the mission of souls on the planet, and that is the truth. So, what a beautiful thing here. And masters, they were mentioning one more thing, that a new color is going to come for the earth plane, which will act like a bridge between the third dimension and the fifth dimension. For that, we need to understand. And they also say that we only have to, keep on evolving in this learning by not understanding who have got so many experiences or how many scores, how much of rank they have got, but how they stick to the path of learning. This is what it will be watched by all of the masters. So we have to stick in this journey and we have to put our efforts. And one more thing, masters. So in the end, they were mentioning that all the karmic debts will be released and the soul is free to lead the path on the path to higher kingdoms. And on the planet Earth, we might call it sainthood or the road of the ascended masters. However, they call it the way to the fifth dimensional frequency. For it is in this state that individuals command the power to control the liquid light of the great central sun. And finally, masters, our beautiful topic here, they were mentioning is about death. They say that death is an illusion. Death is the only crossing over from one state of consciousness to another. It is the passing of one karmic responsibility to another. It is the connection back to the etheric body, that is the soul. It is the actual life. On earth, there is also another illusion that exists, thinking that there is evil or there is, hell. And however, they say that everything is coming from our mind, and in reality, there is no good and there is no evil. Everything is the same. It's just that how we are reciprocating our thoughts to the universe, that is what manifests. So when our thoughts are aligned with the highest purpose, then we are manifesting such form of thoughts into existence, into reality. And that is what we all should need to train our minds. And that is the doorway towards the inner self. And for that is where we all connect with the radiant one, with that radiant liquid light, which is the great central sun. So masters who were listening for the first time about this word called great central sun, it is not the sun that we are seeing every day. The sun of what we speak is different, and the great central sun is of a pure liquid light. From that is the source where the entire consciousness has came from. It is just the white liquid light, masters. So with this, I have ended this book. I have wrapped up. So in today's session, we have learned quite a lot. We have seen how many dimensional beings are working for us and how the old structures are going and how the new structures are coming. And we have seen how the pyramids has been built and the temples as well, how ancient history has been taken now from the local people, and how we have to adapt completely our knowledge to the highest sources that we are receiving. and we have to completely let go of the past. For that is the only way to go forward, masters. So thank you all. With this, I welcome you all back, masters. And if anyone now slowly come back on this path and with lots of gratitude, please place your hands over your eyes for a few seconds. And once you are done with your meditation, please come back, masters. So it's the high time for all of us to share our journey together. So masters, if anyone would like to share, please, you may unmute yourself and go ahead. Thanks a lot, Balagaru. Thank you so much. So thanks a lot for everyone for connecting with the Arcturians. So masters, these are extraterrestrial beings who are here, who are among us, and who are within us. So they are not outside that we see that they are coming from different planet. They are within us working towards the oneness. So mentioning that we are all one. So the names are different. That's it. Everyone is the same, masters. Every path is the same. So yes. Anyone would like to share? Yes, Ruchi.
Yeah, hi Nidima. So firstly, thank you so much for this insightful session for today. And as you rightly mentioned, there was a lot of wisdom sharing. You shared so much wisdom about your dreams, about your own personal experience of visiting to the Giza pyramid in Egypt, and about so many other star beings like Sirians, Hydra, Pleiadians, Orions, and and certain things that I like the most, where you said that all the truths are revealed through the heart. That is so profound, and that is so true, that once we start leading our lives through our heart, because our heart is said to be the voice of the soul. So, our life becomes so much easier because then we do not have any contradictions from the mind coming in between, and we do not have any doubts. So life becomes relatively smooth when we start listening to our hearts. And when you mention about certain kinds of foods, then you mention about caffeine. And I drink coffee. So I was wanting to ask you, how much coffee is good enough in a day?
Okay. Yeah, I think this is one question. It also depends on every person's body as well. So there is caffeine from in high forms, in high dosages, let's say. So we have to choose also coffee which has less caffeine, let's say. So for example, I can drink 5 to 6 glasses of coffee in a day and it cannot harm anything. So because I have programmed my body that, even though that goes as if I'm drinking the water. However, even I should not do that because even that was of a lower vibrationary state. So they say that we can gradually decrease. So it's not something that we can completely stop right away, but over the time, we can gradually decrease. So like 1 glass of coffee should also work. So
Yeah, true. Because the main thing is that we should not have a dependency on the coffee, that we cannot live without it. But little bit of coffee, I think, should be okay.
yeah.
So, and you have for 21 days with so much of effort you have given, for these 21 days consecutively, one day after the other, you have helped others as well connect with the Arcturians. And so, I'm very excited. I'm very interested to know about your experience with Arcturians in these 21 days, or just generally, if you would like to share anything about that.
That's a good question. But before I go to Arcturians, since we got this food concept, Ruchi, I just only wanted to mention that along with all this, masters, is the high time that we understand what kind of food that we consume, because sugars, bleached flours, caffeine, red meat, these are the lowest vibrationary patterns that are harming us. So please be cautious. And in the previous sessions, they have also given an example. If we consider a cubic ounce of meat, and if we consider lettuce, which weighs less? The lettuce weighs less. And they say the one which we eat with of less weight is the one that we take to the highest parts, for that sort of foods are helping us in our path. So because ours is a water-based planet. So thanks a lot, Ruchi, for reminding. And I was thinking, actually, while I was wrapping up, I was not mentioning about the food. And immediately, the moment I thought you brought the topic of the food, and I was like, okay. So this is the synchronicities that I have observed completely. So when I have to start about my experiences of all these 21 days, the first miracle is that I was able to remember and I was able to read this book, or express the teachings that is from this book. So because I have started this journey, that I have read this book in the year 2020 or 2021, I think 2020 now. And when I read this book, I used to be in a deep trance state, that if someone asks me what you have read, I know that something, a great journey has happened, but not even a word I was able to usher. And once again, this thing is not only from my side, because this book has traveled, after I have read, it went to Ram, and Ram was in the same state of mind. Then it went to Seshank, and Seshank was in the same state. And then it went to Madhu. Madhu was also in the same state. And then it has been conveyed to Patriji. Patriji was also in the similar state. I would not say same. And from there, I have seen masters also calling. Sharadaji also have read this book. So for everyone, that we go to the deep trance state, because in such states, there will be programming that will be imbibed. And one such miracle is that, like a day before, there has been a guided meditation which was completely being done by the Arcturians itself, because I was chosen as a person to utter the words. However, there has been a programming that has been imbibed into every person. And in that session, not even one person have entered during the meditation, and whatever 10 people who were in that session, they remained till the end of the meditation session. This was like another, let's say, how to say that, it's like a proof that they have been working for us. And there was one more miracle as well, that there was one day, there was a session about the crystals and about the impulsive energy. And during that session, the internet, the moment I start to record the session, I have got a voice to not record that session during that day. I didn't listen because I felt I will be breaking that pattern, and still I thought of going to record. And the moment I thought, immediately the internet got stopped. And the Zoom was working, however, I could not able to give live. And then there were a lot of experience sharings as well, because we learned about hyperpropulsion systems. We learned about the black holes, the wormholes, and we have learned about the electromagnetic fields. And we all think that every communication that is happening from the mobiles, but every crystal is having a mineral called silicon. And from this silicon, the communication is happening across the entire globe. So there has been a lot of theories also that has been learned from these beings. And thanks to Seshank as well for coming here and contributing his scientific explanations here. And I think I have also asked you about this tensor equation, right? If you remember. So much has been learned through these sessions. And I see that there is a great circle of sharing that is happening. and we are going in this oneness consciousness. So, yeah. Thank you so much for asking this question, Ruchi.
So beautifully you have explained, Nilima. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, oh, Shardaji thought of speaking. I see that she has been left. But yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Sabita Garu. And thank you so much, Maithili ji. Thank you so much, Sureka ji as well. So thanks a lot, Masters. Anyone would like to share?
Thanks a lot, Nilima. Thank you so much for the wonderful, wonderful sessions. Thank you all. Thank you to the group consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So thanks a lot, Masters. With this, we are closing our journey with the Arcturians. It was the dream of to do on this book since 3 years, and finally it came. And Masters, even how I have started this book reading, I would like to shortly mention. So there was a deep desire. No, there has been an experience in the meditation that has been mentioned that the energies of the earth were shifting greatly, and the knowledge should be soon given to the people. However, I was thinking when I have to start, how I have to start. And Pavneji was conducting the sessions in PSSM Faridabad, like the Brahma Muhurta Dhyan, which is for 2 hours in the early morning in the Indian time, and it is for 108 days. And I felt in these sessions, in this energy itself, even the Arcturians has to complete it. Then I thought, and I was again thinking of the day, and there came a thought of enlightenment on no death. So I have waited another 40 days for enlightenment on no death sessions to complete in PSSM Faridabad. So again, that was a time after the sessions, I was again thinking, okay, how shall I start? Let me do the presentations. Let me take it to the people. Let me create like a structure. And then the moment one day I woke up, I heard a voice. Do not think anything. Just start right away, today itself. And that's how this book sharing has started immediately when I heard this voice. So, yeah. Thanks a lot, Masters, for journeying across this book. That is why when we surrender to the highest self, the Masters takes care of its own. So everything is a plan. Everything is going towards the oneness consciousness. And we are all here and we are all connected to the Arcturians. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Nilima,
So
Maithili is asking, is the book available on PDF within the group?
So unfortunately not, Maithili ji. And even if you Google as well, you will find some PDFs. However, the entire book was not there in any sort of the PDF. So you have to get a book and you have to read it. There is no other choice for this one, unfortunately. And Masters, trust me, when you have the book, when you hold this, there is this energy which has been captivating, and you will go into the deep trance states. And that sometimes you even feel that you wanted to sleep and follow your pattern, because that is where you connect with your highest self, Masters. When some books, like it happened for me for Autobiography of a Yogi, and then with Arcturians. And I think these are the 2 books. Every time I used to read, I felt like I wanted to sleep. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Lingeshwari ji. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, Masters. And let us all connect for tomorrow's morning session. Thank you all. Have a lovely time, Masters. Have a lovely time. Thank you so much, Ruchi, for being the host today.
It's my pleasure, Nilima, to attend the sessions. Thank you for the wisdom sharing and for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you all, Masters. Thank you all. Namaste. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.